Welcome back, Rare Coin Insider. Imagine holding a 1986 United States Washington quarter dollar in your hand. At first glance, it may appear to be just another ordinary coin that passed through countless pockets, cash registers, vending machines, and bank rolls across America. But hidden behind this familiar piece of currency is a fascinating story that combines American history, numismatics, collector passion, and the possibility of discovering a coin worth far more than its face value. The 1986 quarter belongs to one of the most recognizable coin series in the United States, the Washington Quarter Series, a design that had already been circulating for more than 5 decades by the time the 1986 issue was struck. The story begins long before 1986. In 1932, the United States Mint introduced the Washington Quarter to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. What was initially intended as a commemorative issue became a permanent circulating coin, replacing the standing Liberty Quarter. The design proved popular and remained a central part of American coinage for generations. By the time the 1986 quarter entered circulation, millions of Americans used Washington quarters every day without giving much thought to their history. The obverse, or front side, of the 1986 quarter features a portrait of George Washington facing left. The portrait was originally created by sculptor John Flanagan, whose initials can be found on the coin. Around Washington's portrait appears the word Liberty above, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is positioned to the left. The year 1986 appears below the bust. This elegant and enduring design became one of the most familiar images in American coinage history and remains instantly recognizable to collectors worldwide. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design used from 1932 until the beginning of the state quarters program in 1999. The reverse depicts a majestic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle stands proudly atop a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military readiness and national defense, while olive branches below represent peace. Above the eagle appears the inscription United States of America, and beneath it is the denomination quarter dollar. The motto E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one, is displayed above the eagle. This reverse design helped define the classic Washington Quarter Series, and became an iconic symbol of American coinage throughout much of the 20th century. One of the most important specifications for collectors is the coin's weight. The standard 1986 Washington Quarter has an official weight of 5.67 grams. Its diameter measures approximately 24.3 millimeters, making it slightly smaller than a $half but larger than a dime. The edge of the coin is reeded, featuring numerous grooves that were originally intended to discourage the clipping of precious metal from coins. Although modern quarters are not made of silver, the reeded edge remains a traditional feature. The composition of the 1986 quarter is also significant. Earlier Washington quarters minted before 1965 contained 90% silver. However, due to rising silver prices and increasing demand for coinage, the United States Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition in 1965. The 1986 quarter therefore consists of outer layers composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition gives the coin its characteristic appearance while reducing production costs compared to silver coinage. Collectors often pay close attention to mint marks because they indicate where a coin was produced. In 1986, Washington quarters were struck at multiple United States Mint facilities. Coins bearing a P Mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins with a D Mint mark came from the Denver Mint. Special collector versions were also produced at the San Francisco Mint and carry an S Mint mark. The mint mark can be found on the obverse side of the coin, near Washington's ponytail. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters during 1986, ensuring an adequate supply for circulation throughout the nation. Denver also contributed an enormous number of coins to meet demand. As a result, most circulated examples remain relatively common today. Yet collectors understand that rarity is not determined solely by mintage numbers. Condition plays a crucial role. A common coin in average circulated condition may be worth only its face value, while a pristine specimen preserved in exceptional mint state condition can command significantly higher prices. When discussing value, it is important to understand grading. Coin grading evaluates the amount of wear, luster, strike quality, and overall preservation of a coin. A heavily circulated 1986 quarter that has spent decades in commerce typically remains worth only 25 cents. However, an uncirculated example retaining its original mint luster may be worth several dollars. High-grade specimens certified by professional grading services can achieve even stronger prices, especially when they exhibit outstanding eye appeal and minimal imperfections. The concept of a quarter being worth $75 often captures the attention of casual collectors. While most 1986 quarters are not worth anywhere near that amount, certain examples can indeed reach or exceed $75 depending on grade, rarity, and special characteristics. A particularly well-preserved mint state coin graded at the upper end of the scale may attract competitive bidding among collectors seeking top-quality registry set examples. In these situations, prices can rise far beyond the value of ordinary circulation pieces. The collector market for Washington quarters has remained strong for decades because the series offers a fascinating blend of accessibility and challenge. Beginners can easily obtain circulated examples at minimal cost, while advanced collectors pursue high-grade certified specimens and rare varieties. This broad appeal has helped maintain demand for exceptional examples of many dates, including 1986 issues. One fascinating aspect of coin collecting involves studying strike quality. Not all coins are struck equally. During the minting process, variations in pressure, die condition, and metal flow can produce subtle differences among coins. Collectors often seek examples displaying sharp details in Washington's hair, strong lettering, and crisp reverse features. Coins exhibiting superior strikes can command premiums compared to average examples from the same year. Luster is another critical factor. Freshly struck coins display a distinctive cartwheel effect when rotated under light. This shimmering appearance results from microscopic flow lines created during the striking process. Over time, circulation gradually diminishes luster. Therefore, original mint luster remains highly prized among collectors. A 1986 quarter retaining full, undisturbed luster may be significantly more valuable than a similar coin showing signs of wear or improper cleaning. As the years passed, many 1986 quarters entered circulation and experienced everyday use. They purchased groceries, paid tolls, fueled arcade machines, and passed through countless hands. This extensive circulation reduced the number of surviving coins in pristine condition. Consequently, collectors today often search through rolls and bank boxes hoping to uncover overlooked high-grade examples that escaped heavy wear. Another fascinating element of the 1986 quarter story involves proof coins. Proof coins are specially manufactured for collectors using polished dies and specially prepared planchets. These coins exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted design elements, creating a striking visual contrast. The San Francisco Mint produced proof quarters bearing the S Mint mark. Although proof coins were never intended for circulation, some eventually entered commerce through spending or inheritance, creating exciting discoveries for observant collectors. The appeal of the 1986 quarter extends beyond its monetary value. For many collectors, each coin serves as a historical artifact reflecting the economic conditions, minting technology, and cultural environment of its era. The mid-1980s represented a period of significant change in America, and every surviving quarter from that year provides a tangible connection to that moment in history. Whether discovered in pocket change, inherited from a family collection, or acquired through a coin dealer, the 1986 Washington quarter continues to captivate collectors who appreciate both its historical significance and its potential hidden value. As collectors dig deeper into the world of the 1986 Washington quarter, they quickly discover that the greatest values are often found not in ordinary circulation coins, but in unusual varieties, mint errors, and exceptionally preserved specimens. These special coins transform what appears to be a common 25-cent piece into a highly desirable collectible capable of attracting serious attention from numismatists around the world. One of the most exciting areas of coin collecting involves mint errors. Every coin begins its life as a blank metal disc known as a planchet. That planchet passes through powerful presses where designs are impressed using engraved dies. Although modern minting technology is remarkably efficient, mistakes occasionally occur. When they do, the resulting coins often become prized collectibles. Among the most sought-after errors are off-center strikes. These occur when a planchet is not positioned correctly during the striking process. Instead of receiving a perfectly centered image, part of the design is missing, while blank metal remains visible on one side. The value of an off-center 1986 quarter depends on the percentage of the design missing and whether the date remains visible. Significant off-center examples can sell for many times face value. Another fascinating error type is the double strike. In these cases, a coin is struck more than once, creating overlapping images. Depending on the severity of the doubling, such coins can become highly collectible. Dramatic double strikes often attract strong premiums because they clearly demonstrate an unusual minting mishap. Collectors also search for broad strikes. These occur when the retaining collar fails during striking. Without the collar to constrain the metal, the coin expands outward beyond its normal dimensions. Broad-struck quarters can display a distinctive appearance and are readily identifiable by experienced collectors. Die cracks represent another popular category. Mint dies endure tremendous pressure during production. Over time, cracks can develop within the die itself. When a cracked die strikes a coin, raised lines appear on the finished piece. Minor die cracks are relatively common, but extensive and dramatic examples can become desirable collectibles. Some collectors spend years searching for doubled die varieties. A doubled die occurs during die manufacturing rather than during the striking process itself. Certain design elements may appear doubled, creating visible duplication in letters, numbers, or other features. Strong doubled die varieties often become famous within the collecting community and can command substantial premiums. The condition rarity of 1986 quarters plays an equally important role in determining value. While millions were produced, very few survive in truly exceptional condition. Coins graded MS-65, MS-66, and above become increasingly difficult to locate. At the highest levels of preservation, tiny imperfections that would be insignificant to most people can dramatically affect value. Professional grading services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company evaluate coins according to strict standards. Their experts examine strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and eye appeal before assigning a numerical grade. A difference of only one grade point can sometimes mean the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth hundreds. This is where stories of valuable 1986 quarters begin to emerge. Most circulated examples remain worth face value. Typical uncirculated examples might sell for a few dollars. However, certified high-grade examples have achieved much stronger prices. Registry set collectors, who compete to assemble the finest possible collections, often bid aggressively for top population coins. As a result, certain superbly preserved 1986 quarters have sold for hundreds of dollars, and, in exceptional cases, even more. Auction records provide fascinating insights into the market. High-grade certified specimens with outstanding luster and virtually flawless surfaces have consistently outperformed ordinary examples. Collectors are not merely purchasing metal, they are competing for rarity within condition categories. A coin that is technically common can become remarkably scarce when only a small number survive at the very highest grade levels. Market trends also influence values. During periods of increased interest in coin collecting, demand often rises. Educational content on social media, YouTube channels dedicated to coin hunting, and growing awareness of valuable error coins have introduced many new people to the hobby. As more collectors search for exceptional examples, competition can increase for the finest certified pieces. Another factor contributing to value is eye appeal. Two coins with identical grades may not look exactly the same. One may possess vibrant original luster and attractive toning, while another appears dull or less appealing. Collectors frequently pay premiums for coins that stand out visually. Attractive natural toning, although not guaranteed to increase value, can make a coin particularly memorable. Proof versions of the 1986 quarter occupy a special place in collections. These coins were produced specifically for collectors and exhibit remarkable detail. Deep mirrored fields and frosted devices create a beautiful cameo effect. Well-preserved proof examples remain popular among collectors assembling complete proof sets from the modern era. One interesting challenge for beginners involves distinguishing genuine mint errors from post-mint damage. Coins often experience scratches, dents, environmental damage, and other alterations after leaving the mint. These forms of damage generally do not increase value. True mint errors originate during production and display characteristics recognized by experienced numismatists. Understanding this distinction helps collectors avoid costly mistakes. The excitement of searching for valuable quarters continues to attract enthusiasts across America. Roll hunters obtain boxes of quarters from banks and carefully examine every coin. Estate sales, flea markets, inherited collections, and forgotten jars of change occasionally produce surprising discoveries. Although finding an extremely valuable 1986 quarter is uncommon, the possibility keeps collectors motivated. For many collectors, the real treasure extends beyond monetary value. Every coin tells a story. A 1986 quarter may have traveled across the country, passed through countless transactions, and survived decades of circulation before finally arriving in a collector's hands. Its scratches, toning, and wear patterns become part of its unique journey through history. When evaluating a 1986 quarter today, collectors typically consider several factors. First comes mint mark. Second is overall condition. Third is the presence of any recognized errors or varieties. Fourth is certification by a reputable grading service. Finally, market demand determines what buyers are willing to pay at any given time. These combined elements create the coin's true collectible value. So what is the current market reality? Most circulated 1986 quarters remain worth 25 cents. Nice uncirculated examples often range from a few dollars to several dollars. Better certified specimens can reach tens of dollars. Exceptional high-grade examples may exceed $75, while the finest known pieces and significant error coins can achieve prices reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars under the right circumstances. That is the enduring fascination of coin collecting. A coin that millions of people overlook every day can suddenly become the centerpiece of a collection. Hidden among ordinary change may be an example with extraordinary preservation, a rare mint error, or a variety recognized by specialists. The challenge of discovery keeps collectors searching and learning year after year. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of the 1986 Washington quarter. Its story is not merely about metal, mint marks, weight, design, or price guides. It is about history preserved in the palm of your hand. It is about connecting with the past through an object that has quietly survived decades of American life. Whether your 1986 quarter is worth 25 cents, $75, or considerably more, it represents a small but meaningful piece of American numismatic history. The next time you receive a quarter in change, take a closer look. The coin you almost ignored could be the one that collectors have been searching for, and that ordinary-looking piece of pocket change might just turn out to be worth far more than anyone expected.